Snoop be knowing, episode 13. We talking about how long you wait to get proposed to. Make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube, y'all. YouTube link in the bio on Instagram. The Instagram name at Snoop be knowing. Make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube page on there. How long to wait for you get proposed to? So I've been seeing, I put this question out there on Instagram, on the Snoop be knowing Instagram, and I had a couple people replied to it. I'm gonna read y'all exactly what they say. I ain't gonna twist their words up or tangle or twist it. All right, one person said, there's no time unless somebody want it and not getting it. Then you gotta give a deadline and mean it and be willing to walk away. So let me read it again. Ain't no time. She said, ain't no time unless somebody want it and they ain't getting it. Then you gotta give a deadline and you gotta mean it and be ready to walk away if they don't hit that deadline. So going off of that comment, like I told them on Instagram, if you saying ain't no time, but then you turn around and say if you want it and you give a deadline, if you give a deadline, that is a time frame. So you can't say it ain't no time and then in the same breath say if you want it, you give somebody a deadline. What's the deadline? And then, so I don't think, let me see what Jazz saying on Instagram. Or she tagged somebody. Jeff said, as long as it take on Facebook. I agree with that, Jeff. Hold on a second, y'all. I always forget to turn this other camera on. I don't know what I be doing. Here we go. Y'all ready? Boom. So Jeff said, as long as it take. This girl on Instagram said, ain't no time unless somebody want it and they ain't getting it. And then you got to give them a deadline and be ready to walk away from it if they don't meet that deadline. What's the deadline for somebody to be ready to take care of you for the rest of their life? How can you put a deadline or a time frame on that? That's what I'm trying to understand. Baby girl Cutie on Instagram just joined the chat. Jay Nash just joined the chat on Instagram. How y'all putting a time frame or a limit on when somebody prepared to be responsible for you? Because I don't think a lot of women understand what it takes for a man to be ready for marriage. If a man ready to marry you, that means he ready to take full responsibility for you. He ready to take responsibility of you financially, emotionally, health-wise. He got to be ready for that. And if he ain't ready for that, or if he don't think he ready for that, how you gonna tell him by such and such time he got to be ready to do these things? Jessica on Facebook said, when did you think you was ready? I'm going to get it in there. Jeffrey on Facebook said, listening to their homegirls. That's a problem. That's a whole problem when you listening to other people. Number one, who ain't married. You can't listen to people who ain't married telling you when you supposed to be married. She the Trophy joined on Instagram. Jazz Forever said, well, if he's not ready, then I move on. Why? All right, so let's get into it. If he ain't ready, you move on. So let's say y'all, because you said 3 years max. Y'all been dating for 3 years. The relationship good, y'all vibing, y'all ain't got no problems. He love you, but he just ain't proposed to you yet. So in 3 years, if he love you and everything going good, but he ain't proposed to you yet, you gonna end a relationship because he ain't ready to be married right then and there? Daisha on Facebook said we have to be ready too. But it sounded like a lot of y'all already be ready. Sound like y'all know how soon y'all gonna be ready. Y'all know in 2-3 years y'all gonna be ready because y'all putting a time limit on it. Because Jazz saying 3 years max. So she must already know she going to be ready in 3 years. So I want to know how you know you ready to be somebody's wife just off the dump. How you automatically know you ready to be somebody's wife? Jazz Forever said we should be engaged. So it's 3 years max. Then that's what I mean, engaged. So 3 years max and then y'all need to be engaged. Listen, y'all don't understand what go on in a man's mind when it's time to propose to a woman. Jessica on Facebook said, I'm going to say everybody's situation, relationship, and circumstances may differ. Of course. Of course. As always that we say on here, ain't none of this 100% across the board. This is just majority speaking, you know, the norm, the average norm. You know what I'm saying? But this is what I'm saying. For a man to propose to you, to be ready to be your husband, he got to know he financially stable to be a husband. He got to think 2, 3 steps down the line. Well, women might just be thinking, I've been with this man for 3 years. We living together. We building such and such. Why he ain't proposing me? It go deeper than that for a man. It ain't just about proposing you. You want a husband or you want a wedding? You want a husband or you want a wedding? You want a wedding ring or you want a husband? Because you can't put a time frame on what make a man ready and prepared to marry you. Mentally, financially, emotionally. Crystal Thomas watching on Facebook. What's up, everybody? We talking episode 13 of Snoopy Knowing how long you wait to get proposed to. And I had somebody tell me 3 years max. Somebody told me ain't no time, but then if you ready to do it and they ain't, you got to put a time on it. Why? I want to know why you got to put a time on it. If we having a good relationship, we having a good, everything we building, what you putting a time limit on it for? Jazz Forever say, are we boyfriend and girlfriend or are we playing house? What that even mean? You want to be, all right, you want the man to propose to you, but is he ready to be a husband? That's a big thing. He could propose to you, but is he ready to be a husband? He ready to take care of a household? He ready to take care of you? He ready to take care of you mentally? He ready to be responsible for you? Josh on Facebook say, if they not married mentally, then it's just a ceremony and countdown to failure. Absolutely. That's what I'm talking about. You want a husband or you want a wedding? Because having a wedding and having a husband, that's two different things. Your husband is the rock. Your husband is the head of everything. Your husband is the decision maker. Your husband is the one that's leading you. Your husband is the one guiding you and helping you along the way. Camille entered the chat on Instagram. She said a year. A year for proposal? Whew. Tiara on Facebook said, is she ready to be a wife? That's what I'm saying. So let me tell you. So Jessica asked how long it took me to be married, to know I was ready. And this is the whole thing what women don't understand about men. We could know you the woman that we want to marry. The third date in. The third month in. We could know this the woman we want to marry. This the woman I want to be with forever. But that don't mean we ready to be a husband yet. That don't mean we ready to have somebody lean on us and depend on us 24/7. Sometimes we got to get our shit together. She the Trophy said y'all got to be on the same page with y'all future goals and trying to build. We could still be on the same page and still not ready yet. That's the thing with a lot of people not understanding. We could be together. We could be on the same page mentally. We could have the same aspirations. We could have the same goals. But that don't mean we ready to be husband and wife. Let's just say two people in college right now. Y'all love each other. Y'all want to be with each other. But y'all ain't ready to be married yet. Y'all still going through school. Y'all still got loans you worried about. Y'all still worried about finding a job. You ain't ready. You know that's the person you want to be with, but you ain't ready to be married yet. Houston Kid on Instagram says sometimes we know they're not ready to be a wife. Absolutely. That might be comment of the night so far. We early in the game, but that might be comment of the night. One of a kind said, you better tell them. They ain't listening to. Listen, just like Houston Kid just say, sometimes they know they ain't ready to be a wife. So listen, I'm 40 years old right now. I met my wife when I was 20. She was 18. By the time she might have been like 20, 21, she had it in her head that she was supposed to be married at 25 years old. She was drilling me about it. We've been together however many years. I want to be married at 25. I want to have children at 27. I want to own a house. She had all these standards of when she wanted to be married and every goal that she wanted to hit along the way. In my mind, I knew at 25, I wasn't ready to be nobody's husband. But like Houston Kid just said, I knew she wasn't ready to be a wife yet. I knew at 25 years old, my wife wasn't ready to be a wife at 25. That ain't no knock on her. That ain't nothing against her. That's just, I know she's still growing. She's still learning. She not ready to be a wife yet. Jazz Forever said, why is it okay to play? Why is it okay to play wife before? What does that mean, playing wife? Being in a good relationship, being in a healthy relationship, taking care of your man taking care of you to a degree. That don't mean you playing wife. You a girlfriend. See, y'all got to get all these little cliche things out of y'all head. All this crazy shit. Playing wife and all that. Y'all building to be husband and wife. You can't just roll out of bed one day and you somebody's wife, you somebody's husband. You got to grow into that shit. You got to learn how to be a wife. You got to learn how to be a husband. You got to know what come with being a wife, what come with being a husband. You can't just jump out of bed and think you somebody's wife because you've been together 2 and 3 years. She the Trophy on Instagram say certain things you not fitting to do if you not married, period. I need to know what these things you not doing if you ain't married. Jessica on Facebook, everything just a gamble. We stay getting pressured by outsiders and women in a relationship and get guilted into being married. You can't do that. It's your life, baby. It's your life. You can't let nobody pressure you into getting married or relationship status. It's your life. Houston kids say folks got to understand what equally yoked means. Just because one side ready don't mean the other side is ready. This is supposed to be forever, so it's okay to be patient till it's the right time. What's the rush? What's the rush? If we're going to be together forever, what's the rush? So back to me and my wife, and y'all going to call us crazy. 20 years old, my wife at saying, hey, at 25, I got to be married. You got to marry me. I'm ready to be married at 25. I'm ready to have kids at 27. I know she not ready to be a mama and be a wife at 20, 25 years old. She wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. She wasn't ready financially. She wasn't ready mentally. She wasn't ready emotionally. I wasn't ready financially, emotionally, matured. None of that. It just was something that she had heard, and what most girls grow up thinking, by a certain age, you're supposed to be married. You're supposed to have a family in the making at a certain age. BK Chica say, what's the rush? The eggs going bad. Ain't no, man, come on, it's 2024. Women having babies at 40 years old out here. Ain't no, eggs ain't going bad. McWade say, marriage is hard and people fuck up, but you have to choose to fix the problem and make it work. And you got to, so, coming off of that comment, Josh on Facebook say, shout out to Houston kid. That boy got good sense. Sometimes he got good sense. McWade says, people fuck up and you got to fix problems and make it work. If you been with somebody for 2 years, let's be honest, y'all ain't really been through a lot of shit yet. Y'all might have had a little rough patch. Y'all might have had a little down moment, but you ain't really been through no shit yet with somebody in 2 years, in 1 year. Camille said 1 year. In 1 year, you have not been through enough with a person to know if that's the person you want to be with forever. You could love them, you could like them, you could like how things going, but you ain't been through no hardships with them yet. You ain't see how they handle adversity. You ain't see how they handle you when you going through adversity, or when you in a downtime, or when you need help. You got to go through all these situations before you decide that you're going to marry a person, or before a person decide they want to marry you. They show on Facebook say it's a risk to have kids at 40, Snoop. I understand that it's a risk, but in this day and time, it seems like it's happening a lot often. And, you know, with modern medicine and everything, all I'm saying was the clock ain't ticking like it used to be. But yeah, you can't be with a person for a year. Now listen, of course there's people who've been with people for shorter terms and got married and had a wonderful life. I understand that. We talking the majority. We ain't talking about the one-off situation. We ain't talking about the anomaly. We talking about how things normally work out in life. Jessica on Facebook say, what you think about men proposing at 6 months? Like the meme say. I ain't see this meme. Jeff say it's a bigger risk to have kids with the wrong nigga. That's a, woo, Jeff, you might have just got the comment of the night, Jeff. It's a bigger risk. They should say there's a risk having babies at 40 for women. Jeff said it's a bigger risk to have kids with the wrong nigga. Ooh. That might be the comment of the night right there, Jeff. That's what they don't understand. You got to calculate all this shit. You can't move off emotions and feelings. You got to calculate this shit. You got to vet people. You can't be dealing with somebody. You don't know nobody for real after you've been talking to them for a year. You don't know this nigga. You don't know this girl. Your girl I had said, or the wrong woman. Facts. You don't want to get the wrong woman pregnant. Take your time, get to know people. See how this person handle adversity. See how this person handle being broke. See how this person handle you being broke. See how this person handle you when you mentally unstable. How you handle this person when they mentally unstable. Y'all want to talk about a year, 3 years, and everything been in the honeymoon phase. You ain't had to pay no bills. Nobody ain't lost a job. You ain't had no big decisions to make. Y'all playing around and you think you ready to be married just because you've been playing around, boyfriend and girlfriend, everything been all good, and you think you ready to be somebody's husband or wife. Mahogany on Instagram say communication is key. What exactly we communicating? It's definitely key, but what we communicating? Because y'all could be saying you communicating like my wife was at 20, that we had to be married at 25. She definitely was communicating it. You can communicate what you want, but if the understanding ain't there, if the maturity ain't there, it don't matter what you're communicating. And on Facebook, just join. Jessica on Facebook said, you got to save this live on YouTube. Yeah, so everybody who just joined in the live, every Monday at 8, we go live on Facebook and Instagram. Later that night, I upload it to YouTube. The YouTube link is in the bio on Instagram. Make sure you follow the Snoopy Knowing Instagram, at Snoopy Knowing. The link for the YouTube is in the bio. Make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube. Mahogany said, define your needs, wants, and expectations up front. Okay, Jazz Forever. The honeymoon stage length depends on if the people on being real or putting on the front. That's what you're not getting. People put on the front for a good while. People put on the front for the first 2 years. First year and a half, first 2 years is a front. First 2 years, as a woman, you probably ain't even farting around your man. You probably don't even want shit at the house while the dude there, the first year or two. But you think you ready to be married to somebody? Y'all don't even be wanting shit at the house while the man there the first year, first 2 years. But you think that's a time frame to be married. The CI Goddess say people be getting good sex and a good relationship confused. Hell yeah. Don't get caught up. Don't get caught up just because y'all fucking good. Don't get caught up because y'all fucking good and think, oh, this is who I'm going to be with because y'all fucking good. Because when the mental part come into play, when the emotional part come into play, that fucking go out the window. Trust me, that fucking part go out the window. Josh on Facebook say, my whole life I've been more ready to have children than to get married. Hey, that's a lot of people, Josh. I was like that at a younger age. That I felt like I wanted a child first. Or I could have a child first before I got married. But the older I got, I realized, even though that I was cool with that and I could operate like that, I realized that wasn't the best atmosphere for a child. That wasn't necessarily the best atmosphere to bring a child up in a split home, baby mama, baby daddy type situation. So I agree with you, but as I got older, I realized that ain't really the way to raise a child. You know what I'm saying? Shy on Instagram say, facts, Snoop. Snoopy knowing Shy. Houston kids say the upfront expectations is nice, but all that change after time. Them expectations vary. Facts. Jasmine on Instagram just joined the chat. Yeah, you can have whatever, that's what I'm saying. You can have whatever expectations, whatever goals, whatever cliche shit you have in your mind, time will test that. Time will change that shit. Whatever you thought you knew, whatever you thought you wanted, time will humble you. Time will smack you across your face and let you know you wasn't ready for the shit you thought you was ready for. Like my wife. So, listen to this. Met my wife at 18. I was 20. Me and my wife was together for 12 years before we got married. And I tell people that all the time. And all the girls, all the women, oh, hell no. 12 years? It ain't take you 12 years to know you wanted to marry nobody. I would have left you at I would have left you. I wouldn't have stuck around for no 12 years. You was playing around. You would have left me. Now, me and my wife still together. We waited 12 years to get married. We've been married going on 8 years, 7, 8 years. We still married, we still together. But you would have left because the man ain't married you after 12 years. The relationship fine, but for whatever reason that either one of y'all wasn't prepared to make that big step, oh, you going to leave the relationship. And what? You going to go find somebody else that's going to marry you in a year or two? And if they ain't ready, then what you gonna do? On to the next one. So you throwing away relationships with people that you have a good relationship with because it ain't meeting your time clock. See, I gotta say you need a solid foundation to raise kids. Raising kids is hard. Hell yeah. That's why I came to the realization that yeah, I could have a child before marriage, but the right way I wanted to do it was to get married and have my children. And that's what I did. I got married at 30, had my baby at 32, I think. By you girl on Instagram, just join a group. Jazz forever say right. Age is a factor as well. Deuces say all of them need therapy. Mahogany say if it's a healthy relationship, I wait forever. That's the key. We got somebody trying to join in. Let me see who this is trying to join in. That's the key though. If it's a healthy relationship, why can't you wait? I don't think she even trying to join in. I don't think she knows what she's doing. I ain't gonna even answer her. Jazz forever say she's speaking as a 34-year-old. But as a 34-year-old, you said 3 years max. Why is it 3 years max? Why is it 3 years max? Howard on Facebook said, women be thinking life a Tyler Perry movie. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dog. This ain't a movie. This ain't a soap opera. This ain't a book. This ain't one of them little nasty little books y'all be reading. This shit is reality, man. Jeff on Facebook say, if the expectations are rooted in something solid, then they can stand the test of time. Exactly, man. You stand the test. You get it right. You won't have to correct yourself. See, that's the issue. A lot of y'all want rush into marriage, rush into relationships, rush into having a baby, and then you got to go and correct that mistake you made. Jay Nash on Instagram said a Lifetime movie. Come on, man, we got to deal with reality. This shit ain't TV. Jazz forever say I don't have 12 years at 34. Yeah, at 18 I did. You might not have 12 years. You got 3 years. You got 4 years. You got 5 years. You got whatever time it takes to make sure you marrying the right person. We keep talking about time. Time ain't even a factor in this shit. You got to make sure you marrying the right person, the right mindset, and a person that want to, I keep saying it, be responsible for you. Do y'all understand that? Your wife, your husband. As a husband, you are responsible for your wife. As a wife, you are responsible for your husband through sickness and health. You know what I'm saying? If she fall on hard times, if she gets sick, if something happened to her, you're responsible for her. Bayou girls say you are waiting and losing your youth. How you losing your youth? You still growing, you still young. What you losing? What you losing? Whereas opposed you go ahead and get married early and waste it with somebody who you ain't really should have been with. Now you divorcing them. You done stayed married to them for 5 years and now you divorcing them. Go through a divorce for a year and a half, 2 years. That's wasting you. You just wasted all your time with the wrong person. Houston kids say, but low key though, getting a kindergartner ready for school at 50 is crazy. By the time you're 30, you should know what you want and they should know it too. I mean, if you're getting a kindergarten together at 50, that is wild. But knowing what you want and being prepared ain't the same thing. I can know I want you. I can know I won't marry you. If I'm not in the right space, either mentally, either financially, it don't matter how much I know, I ain't ready to be your husband. Or same as a woman, you ain't ready to be my wife. If you still immature, if you still selfish, if it's still all about you, you ain't ready to be nobody's wife. Jeff on Facebook say, is it wild though? I mean, in modern standards, raising a kindergartner at 50, it is wild. Because you tired and old and you don't want to be running around doing everything you got to do with a kindergarten. So it's wild. BK Chica say, wasted your young fertile years on a nigga that don't want to marry you is not okay. All right, so let's get into that. Hold on, I'm gonna come back to that comment, BK Chica. Josh said a lot of women believe they need a whole phase before they settle down. Speak on that too. Ooh, boy, y'all coming with the comments. I don't know who got the comment of the night tonight. Y'all come, Josh and he was a kid, and Jeff, Y'all coming with the comments, boy. Women do believe, you will hear women say, I'm still in my whole phase. I ain't ready to settle down yet. I ain't ready. I ain't even had my whole phase. What? What? Because the man you get with, trust me, he don't want, if he find out you had a whole phase, he probably don't want to be with you. He probably don't want to marry you. Why y'all saying that stupid shit? Why you should be taking that whole phase, quote unquote, time to learn somebody, to learn yourself, to learn what it means to be ready to be a wife, to be ready to have somebody be your husband. Back to BK Chica say, wasted your young fertile years on a nigga that won't marry you is not okay. So this is what I'm saying. You don't waste time with people who wasting time. If we building towards it, if this man has expressed to you and told you, hey, I love you, I'm going to be with you, we're going to be together, I need to get my shit together. I'm still working on this. I'm still working on that. I don't feel like I'm in a place right now to be your husband. I don't feel like I could do the job how I think I should do the job right now. How I should do the job as your husband right now. I'm not ready right now. So you're not wasting time if that's where the communication come in, like Mahogany said. If he communicate that to you and express that to you, that he working on himself and he working to build himself to be a man, to lead you, then you wait on a man. Let him get his shit together. What you rushing for? You gonna go find somebody else who already got their shit together and ready? What's the chances of that? Houston Kid says a difference between him not wanting to marry you and him knowing you. Hold on. Screen rolling a little too fast. Y'all commenting y'all ass off right now. There's a difference between him not wanting to marry you and him knowing you. Him or both of y'all ain't ready. Focus on being ready. Exactly. That's what we talking about. Being ready. At the time ain't real. Time is not a fucking real thing, people. Focus on being ready. CC just joined the chat on Facebook. What's up, my boy? Deucey says it's possible to learn through your whole phase. I don't want them. I don't want them hoes that went through a whole phase, Deucey. I'm sorry. That's why I married my wife. She ain't had no whole phase. She wasn't no angel. Trust me. She wasn't no angel. We done went through shit, but she ain't had no whole phase. Quote unquote. Mother King said growth. That's why you need growth on Facebook. You definitely need growth. That's why you got the. So look, let me read. I before I got on here, you know, I don't just Snoopy knowing. I don't just get on here talking like you know what I'm saying. I look this shit up and I hit you with some facts. You know what I'm saying. So this is what the statistics say. Listen to the statistics. Couples that wait 3 years before getting engaged have a 39% lower divorce rate. 3 years that you wait. So that's on your mark, Jazz. They had the 3-year mark. Jay Nash said he good on the chick that had that whole phase. Yeah, well, I don't know what they had with that. We straight on that. If you had a whole phase, you could stay in it, baby. Stay in your whole phase. Don't come to me after you. I don't want no retired hoe. Who want a retired hoe? You can stay in your whole stage, baby. She. I don't want you. Anyway, another statistic. Relationship experts recommend dating for at least 1 to 2 years before getting married. Dating for 3 or more years drop the likelihood of getting a divorce as much as 50%. Y'all heard that? Dating for 3 or more years drop the likelihood of getting a divorce by 50%. That's because after 3 years, you know this person. You know their tendencies. You know what they're responsible or not. You know what they're capable of. You know what they're not capable of. You know what they need. You know what you could depend on them for. You know what you can't depend on them for. You know if this somebody I want to be with. You done been with this person for 3, 4 years. You know the ins and outs of this person. Y'all joked out because nigga don't want nobody who had a whole stage. I'm sorry. If you had a whole stage, you better keep it hitting. Anybody in the chat right now, you had a whole phase, you better keep it hitting. Because I'm telling you now, you see the chat. Niggas don't want nobody that had a whole phase. You can stay in your whole phase. She. BK Chica said you spent 15 years with a guy, then wake up and you're 40 years old and still not married. That's wasted time. What's the waste? Okay, hold on. I'm going to come back to that comment. Houston kids say y'all women should have stuck with the man you had for 3-4 years in y'all 20s. Exactly. So that's what the comments connect each other. Houston kid and BK Chica say 15 years and you wake up 40 and you still not married. I get it. Y'all want to be married. Women, for the most part, want to be married. I understand. But if you wake up at 40 years old and you still not married, but you're in a good relationship, if you're in a good relationship, does it even matter, honestly? Why do it matter? What being married gonna get you today that not being married yesterday get you? If you get married tomorrow, you're in a good loving relationship and you've been in it for 14 years and you get married tomorrow, what changed from tomorrow to today? BK Chica says it sucks for women, but also at some point you have to reevaluate yourself, relationship, and expectations. That's a mouthful. Jay Nash said, get you a title. That's all it gets you. If it's been that long and y'all ain't getting married, it must be a reason. Nobody, Jazz Forever said, nobody want to be that special friend in the obituary. It's Jasmine who on Instagram said, matter because after 15 years, nobody trying to be listed in your obituary. Y'all just said the same exact thing. The C.I. Goddess said, being married benefits men more than women. I'm going to come back to that. We're going to have to talk about that. Men who are married make more money and live longer. What's the correlation between making money and being married? I don't think men benefit more in being married. Because men don't even worry about being married like that. So how could they benefit more if it's not even something they worried about? Most men, if you don't pressure a man into marry you, even if you don't pressure a man into marry you, if this man been with you, he know you ready to be married. But if he thought that he didn't have to marry you after a certain point in time, it's a lot of men would not be married. It's just a formality. It's just a formality. Daisha on Facebook said he get you Social Security. BK Chica said, I don't know, some people want to be married before starting a family. Now I get that. Let's talk about that type of shit. I understand. Excuse me. I understand that. If you morally, religiously, or just how you feel a family should be raised, if that's your belief and you understand it, then I agree with you. I get that. Marriage is important because you want to raise children in a 2-parent household in a mama, daddy, had a wedding, husband and wife atmosphere. I 100% agree with that. I 100% agree with that. Saints fans say they don't. The stress going to take them out early. Going to take who out early? The men? Facts. Facts. Being a man, being a husband, I don't think women understand this. Being a husband is like the ultimate responsibility that you just want a nigga to wake up and be ready for. It don't work like that. It do not work like that. You talking about one of the biggest, next to being a parent, being a husband. It's being a daddy and being a husband is the 2 hardest things in the world for a man to be. To carry shit on your shoulders, to have shit going wrong and everybody turn to you. You can't turn to, ain't nobody for you to turn to. If you married, if you a husband, if you a daddy, you in a household and everything going wrong, everybody turning to you. And you want a man to rush into having that role? You don't want to, listen, you don't want a man to rush into having that role. You want a man to take his time and be ready to be in that role. To have everybody depend on him. To have his say so mean life or death. To have his word mean life or death. Jazz Forever said a married man is more respected in society and more likely to be promoted in his career. I don't know if they're more respected in society. A single man, I feel like a woman will be more respected. A married woman will be more respected That means somebody wanted her. That means somebody wanted her to be a wife, to run a household. Doozy says, a husband, I should be able to turn to my wife. You should be. I mean, of course you could turn to your wife. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, of course. But who the majority of that shit turn on, my boy? When the world falling apart, who turning to who? You ain't turning to your wife. If the world falling apart and you turn to your wife, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you if the world falling apart and you turn to your wife. When the shit hit the fan and the world turned upside down, they turning to you. You got to figure this shit out. You got to help me. You got the strategic. You got to make the decisions. Josh on Facebook says some of the women don't know the hidden challenges a husband faces once he becomes one. For starters, hoes that he never, hold on, the rest of your comment got cut off. Hoes that he never knew he had. Ooh. Ooh. Women come out the woodworks when you get married, boy. Black Capo said a married man makes people think he got his shit together. I agree to that. Deuces say marriage is the ultimate team sport. Jeff on Facebook say trusted her. These boys ain't built like that no more. They definitely not built like that. Marriage is the ultimate team sport. Yeah, I believe, yeah, it's definitely a team sport. But I believe, Jeff on Facebook said what they call the shit, soft guy shit. I believe if you the man of the household, that shit ultimately, you the king of the castle, nigga. The king turned to his queen for consultation. He don't make a decision without checking with the queen first. But at the end of the day, the king got to make the final decision. I'm going to you going to counsel me. You going to give me your best advice. And I'm going to take it into heavy consideration. Because it ain't a dictatorship. Being a husband ain't a dictatorship. But you the king of the castle. This shit fall on you. So it's a team sport. But who the captain of the team, nigga? It's a team sport, but who the captain of the team? So you can't rush a man into that role. If he not ready for that role, trust me, let him grow into that role. Let him grow into being ready to be the king of the castle, to make wise decisions that's going to affect your household. Not emotional decisions. Because you know a lot of women make decisions off emotions and off of feelings. The man is supposed to be the one that's rational. That's supposed to make rash decisions. So you don't want to just rush you because you feel like you ready. You want to make this man be ready. And he still think like a little boy. He was a kid say we in our soft guy era. Tell these women to get their money up and then we'll think about marrying them. That's what Jeff was just saying, soft guy shit. Doozy said that's why they need therapy. That's why who need therapy? The women? Because they ain't ready? Hey, that's funny, but if men flip the table and waited for women to propose, when y'all gonna be ready to propose to a man? Oh, that's blasphemy. We ain't gonna get in. We can't get into that. That's blasphemy. Y'all too good to propose to a nigga. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. That's go back to what I'm telling you. It's all on the man. Everything on the man. This shit is on you. If you a man, if you a nigga, this on you, my boy. She ain't gonna propose to you. You got to know when you ready. She looking to you like, are you ready? You ready to be my husband? You can't look to her like, are you ready to be my wife? They don't even know if they're ready to be your wife. They think they is. BK Chica say he ain't ready to marry you, but ready to play house and knock you up. I mean, if he ready to play house and knock you up, that means you ready to play house and get knocked up. Come on now. Y'all not about to put this all on one side. If he ready to play house and knock you up, that means you playing house with him and you get knocked up. Jeff on Facebook said if you rush him, you're going to be out there by your lonesome. Facts. As Jasmine said, then you just say the man was the head. What I'm proposing for. See, I'm saying the man the head, but y'all wasn't agreeing with me. See, I gotta say the dudes be looking uncomfortable when they get proposed to. Yeah, because we ain't used to it. Doozy said they think they ready after a few dates. Yeah. Mahogany said, well, nah, we ain't doing all that proposal shit. See what I'm saying, fellas? See what I'm saying, fellas? They putting all the pressure on you to be a husband for you to have your shit together. You got to have your shit together. You got to already have your shit together. They want you to come and be ready, but they not going to be ready themselves. Why we can't turn to y'all and say, y'all ready to be a wife, propose to me? Why we can't be like Houston Kid and Jeff said, why we can't be in our soft guy era? Why y'all can't propose to us? Why we can't sit back and relax and let y'all be ready to take care of us? And y'all be ready to be in a wife role and show us that y'all ready to be in a wife role. Why we got to make the step? Take your time, man. Just take your time. It ain't no rush. I mean, I ain't gonna say it ain't a rush. I mean, in all honesty, it should, after a while, you should know and have your stuff together or be preparing to get yourself together if this is the woman you want to be with or this the man you want to be with. He's a kid saying, I want a nice diamond ring too. BK Chica said, all boils down to expectations from both parties. Mahogany said, I just said, as long as the relationship is healthy, I'll wait forever. But I ain't proposing, nigga. Hell no. Okay, so I'm going to back off of you with that. I like your answer. If it's a good relationship, you'll wait till the time is right and y'all have y'all shit together, both of y'all, or where he could be the head and ready to make you a wife, you'll wait. You ain't got to propose. But for these ones who want to put a timetable on shit and rush somebody, then y'all go propose. If it's got to be 3 years max, then at 3 years, you need to be proposing to that man. Huh? If it's a timetable and if it's a rush and you're going to leave a good relationship, why at 3 years max, you can't propose to the man? Y'all selfish. See what I'm saying? Y'all selfish. Shining Star just joined on Instagram. What up? What up, everybody on Instagram? What's up, everybody on Facebook? Episode 13 of Snoopy Knowing. We talking about how long to wait before you propose to. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the YouTube page, y'all. The link in the bio on Instagram. Follow the Instagram if you're not following the Instagram. At Snoopy Knowing. Dudes say that be for their friends and family. Yeah, if you just worry about getting married, that's why I said earlier. I don't know if you was in here earlier. You want a husband or you want a wedding? Jazz forever say, why would I propose and he's the head of the house? You got to agree that he's the head of the house. If he the head of the house, that's the point that I'm making. Why would you propose if he the head of the house? So if he got to be the head of the house, stop rushing him. Stop rushing him. Let him get his shit together. That ain't an easy job. You want a nigga to go to be the president of the United States with no prior history, no job experience? Let the man get some job experience if he gonna be the head of y'all household. Stop rushing him. To see our God say, I want a husband and a wedding. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Doozy said they don't want to be Thanksgiving dinner answering why y'all ain't get married yet. Josh on Facebook. It's funny how many of us are common law married and don't even know it. They just waiting on a ceremony. Yeah, y'all have been with people forever, man. Don't rush. It ain't no rush. Don't let these women rush you, and women don't y'all rush these men to be the head of the household. Let him get his shit together. Let him get his mental together. Let him get his finances together. Let him get his religion, his spirit, his morale together. Let his maturity reach the time frame of y'all relationship. Or you going to get married to a nigga in 2 years and you're going to be divorced in 4. See how God is saying common law is not recognized in the state of Texas. He was a kid. Also make sure y'all daddies got the money for the wedding too. Fathers of the groom supposed to be responsible for that. Woo! Fathers of the bride. Fathers of the... See? But see... Hold on. I'm going to come back to that. He was a kid. Daisha on Facebook say, forgive me for getting off topic, but what do you feel about hyphenated last name? Woo! Woo, let me tell you about these hyphenated last names. Just like my wife. So when I met my wife, she had a hyphenated last name. Her mama hyphenated her last name. Her and her daddy, she didn't take her mama didn't take the daddy last name. They hyphenated. So I met my wife with a hyphenated name. Once we finally got to the point where we was talking about getting married, she told me she wanted to hyphenate her last name. The answer is no, ma'am. No. What? See, you can't have this shit both ways. You want me to be the head. You want me to be the one to propose. You want me to take you and make you my wife, and you don't want to take my last name. You don't want to be me. We're not hyphenating the goddamn thing. Ain't no goddamn hyphenated last names over here, and we didn't do that. Ain't no way in hell. Ain't no way in hell. You want me to be the man. You want me to be the head. You want me to be responsible. You want me to guide and lead. You want me to take you in and make you my wife, but you don't want to take my last name? You want to keep some other man's name? Nah, you ain't for another man no more. You for me. You mine at this point. When we walk down the aisle, whoever your last name was for, hand you over to me. When he hand you over to me, that's when that last name dropped right there. He handed you over with no last name. He handed you over with a first and middle name only. When I took you, I gave you a last name. Y'all women crazy with that. Ain't no way ain't no way. Hyphenated last names. She. Who? Not Snoop. Not Snoop. Mother of King said thanking divorce before they get married. Exactly. You trying to hold on to your single life. If you hyphenate the last name, what does that symbolize? You still holding on to when you wasn't a wife. You's a wife now. You's a wife now. You got my last name. That's it. That's it. Ain't no hyphenated last name. I'm glad you said that, Deja. She. I don't know how these men go along with that. They must be in their soft guy era. If you let your woman hyphenate her last name, you in your soft man era. You in your soft era. Soft ass nigga. These soft ass niggas letting her keep her last name and attach it to yours. You in your soft era. Soft ass niggas, man. No, indeed. That's what I'm saying, but that's what I'm talking about with these women. Y'all got to know a man when you with a man. Ain't no man gonna let certain stuff slide and do that. A man is gonna handle business and take care of things. You can't be ready to marry somebody who ain't a man. And in my eyes, if you letting her do that, shh, shh. You hear me? Shh. Shh. It's Jasmine say after a while, I'd only use my husband. What you mean you'd only use? What you mean? You can only use it because that's all it will be. What you mean? You thought it was an option? Ain't no option. Shh. Ain't no option. No, indeed. Houston kids say kids gonna have a hyphenated name too. Hell no. I'd rather shit my hand and clap. Yeah, that's what my wife does. My wife mama married and hyphenated her last name. And then all the kids had last name. All the kids had hyphenated last name. No. No. You see, my wife, she was talking that shit, but guess what? She got one last name, and it's mine. Because I'm the king. I'm the king of the castle. I'm the head of the household. I'm big dog. You know what I'm saying? She keeping your daddy last name. What we keeping your daddy last? Your daddy don't live in this house. Your daddy don't live in this house. Your daddy don't pay no bills up in here. Your daddy ain't got to worry about your happiness. Pleasing you. Your daddy ain't got to worry about that. If you want to keep your daddy last name, you go stay with your daddy and let him worry about all the shit that your husband's supposed to worry about. She. Y'all done got me started with that hyphenated last name. Man, I wasn't never in no soft era. I wasn't never in no soft era. Hyphenated last name. She found out quick with that. She. See, I gotta say, I won't marry a man who has his mama last. Wait, what? I won't marry a man who have his mama last name? What you talking about? Man, here go this dude here, bro. Look, Nola, we gotta call her, and we probably, let me see what he said, because we coming up on an hour. Jeff on Facebook say it again. Never, never, ever, never, ever. That shit is out the question. Especially if you want to rush a man, tell him how long he got to take you in as a wife. You telling him he's on a clock to make you his wife. And then you going to turn around and tell him, well, I'm not going to take you full. I'm going to hyphenate my name. I still want to keep my... Is you crazy? You can't have it both ways. Saying, Black couple say, me and his mom is unmarried. Saints fan, she's saying if the mama was never married. Damn, you can't marry, hold on, you can't marry a man if his mama was never married? Woo, that's a mouthful right there. You can't marry a man if his mama was never married. Ooh, I feel you. I see the logic in it. I see the logic in it. I don't know how realistic it is. Hey, y'all, we coming up on an hour. But look, we getting into it, so I might run it back. Y'all can hear me? Houston kids say the sound cut out. What Bayou girl trying to join? They saying they can't hear me. Why y'all can't hear me? What happened? Y'all can hear me? What happened to the sound, y'all? Dang, they saying they can't hear me. Hold on. We having technical difficulties. Hold on. I don't know what happened. Y'all can hear me now? Nigga said don't spit. Y'all can hear me? They can hear me on Facebook, but y'all can't hear me on Instagram. What happened on Instagram? Dang, I don't know what happened, y'all. Black couple say he hear me. Black couple say he can hear me, but y'all not hearing me. They can hear me on Facebook. It's got to be something to do with Instagram, y'all. It's got to be something to do with Instagram. I don't know what's going on with Instagram, but they could still hear me on Facebook. I don't know what's going on. Hold on. Can y'all hear me now? They can hear me on Facebook, but y'all can't hear me on Instagram. Y'all can hear me on Instagram yet? I guess they can't. Yeah, I guess they done cut me off my hour on Instagram. That's crazy. They cut my sound? That's crazy. I'm gonna close it out and come back in, y'all. I'm gonna close the Instagram out and come back in. Facebook, stand by. Instagram's so trash. That's why I say I'm going to eventually move over to YouTube, because Instagram is just ridiculous. It's always something going on with Instagram. The quality trash. Now they done cut my sound off. We was having a good show. Let me see where we at. See if I can get back on now. We going over an hour. All right, I'm back on Instagram, y'all. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me on Instagram. If not, we're going to have to end the show on some technical difficulties. They hating on the boy. Episode 13, they hating on me. Can y'all hear me on Instagram? Am I back? Let me know if you can hear me. The sound back working now. I think it was because I came up on an hour on Instagram. They cut me off. That's why I be getting out of here under an hour. Instagram be flaky. Welcome everybody back. Welcome everybody back, man. Say Korea, what's going on? Bayou girl. Bayou girl, are you trying to join in on this? You keep requesting to join the live. Is that what are you purposely doing that? Let me see if that's what you really trying to do. Let me accept you in. We over an hour, y'all. Episode 13. How long to wait before you propose to? They saying 3 years, max. Somebody said a year. Sierra said she came over to Facebook, Instagram with Trippin'. J Nash, don't let my name join, man. Don't let my mama join. I keep pressing her to join and she ain't never come in. If anybody else want to join in, let's open the lines right now. Bayou girl, you trying to join? You trying to come in on the live? You trying to call in? I keep joining you in, but you ain't pop in. I'm opening the lines, man. Who want to call in? Who got something to say? Who want to call in and tell me how long they going to wait before being proposed to and why that's a good idea, why it matter? All y'all want to tell me about hyphenated last names. Now she saying no sound. Man, can y'all hear me? Instagram, can y'all hear me? Facebook, we good. We rolling on Facebook. Instagram, Bayou girl just said she can't hear me. Anybody else on Instagram can't hear me? If it is, we're going to have to just get out of here tonight. Sierra says she hear me. So how many of y'all women want to have a hyphen? What's the reason? Somebody explain to me the reason behind a hyphenated last name. If you marrying this man and you becoming this man's wife and he being your husband, tell me what's the reason for a hyphenated last name. Now say this, one of a kind say they still can't hear me. Y'all just said they can hear me on Instagram. I don't know what's going on, y'all. I don't know what's happening. Taylor Simone on Facebook said because I'm the last Franklin alive. You definitely not the last Franklin alive, first of all. There's plenty of Franklins out here. Now, you mean in your bloodline you might be the last one? I get you. Okay, I'll say under circumstances. But, hey, that ain't my problem. You was born a woman. That's part of being born a woman. That's part of being a woman. At some point in time, you're going to marry and you're not going to have the last name. That's why back in the day, they always wanted to have a son, to carry on the last name, to be an heir to the throne. They should say, I wholeheartedly don't agree with it, but some women do it to protest their business ventures, to protect their business ventures. I guess. Sierra just said business reasons. Hey, this marriage ain't a business. You can file your business under whatever name you want to file it to. Because after a while, you got to go back and change stuff over. If you don't change it over, you just ain't never change it over. Mother King say, only reason I know is when you get divorced, you can keep your maiden name. She hard up on that divorce. Jeff says she lying. She tried. Yeah. Taylor says she keeping her last name. We'll see. We'll see how that work out for you. That's what I'm saying. A lot of women got a lot of stuff in their mind. What they gonna do, what they ain't gonna do. I don't know what's going on Instagram, y'all. I'm about to end it on Instagram, but I'm gonna chop it up with y'all on Facebook. We're not even gonna shut this on. That's a dead issue on Instagram. A lot of these women say what they want, what they gonna do. It don't pan out that way. It don't work out how you think it's gonna work out. She said we will. Listen, man, if you want that man to marry you, if you want that man to be the head of the household, you want that man to be your man, you want him to step up and propose to you, you're gonna take his last name. Another said, I can't have Facebook since Instagram messing up. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Instagram. Shout out to everybody migrating over from Instagram to Facebook. Look, y'all, after a while, we going to, maybe like once I get into the 20th episode, I'm going to start migrating and just going live on YouTube. So y'all need to make sure y'all following the YouTube. Make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube, because after a while, I'm not going to be going live from Instagram. I'm not going to be going live from Facebook. I might stick with Facebook, but Instagram, I'm definitely cutting out. I'm going to strictly be doing probably just Facebook and YouTube. So make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. The link is in the Instagram bio. Follow the Instagram. The YouTube link is in the bio. Subscribe to the YouTube, because I will be going live from there after a while. Taylor says she keeping Franklin. If you want that man to do all that, you gotta give up something. What you giving up? What you sacrificing? You want this man to be ready to be a husband, be ready to provide and take care of you mentally, physically, emotionally. What you giving up? That last name. You giving up that last name. It ain't a debate. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You giving up that last name. When he hands you over on that aisle, that name dropped, and you pick up another one. She. But anyway, I'm about to get ready to get out of here, y'all. We coming up on an hour. I mean, it's a good reason for you keeping it. I give you, hand clap for it. It don't matter, though. Jeff said, our old man must be on this soft guy era. He's definitely on this soft guy shit if he let that slide. Sierra said, why is that so significant? I just was explaining to you why that's significant. You want the man, as a man, your responsibility is, I'm the head. I'm the leader of the household. You are mine now. You are my responsibility. Don't take this the wrong way, but you like my child. Don't take that the wrong way. I don't mean you mentally like a child. I don't mean immature. I just mean, just like I'm responsible for my child and my child well-being and being fed and clothed and have a roof over my child head, it's the same thing as being a husband with my wife. I'm responsible for her being clothed and fed and have a roof over her head. So if I'm responsible for all that, it's a slap in my face that you're not taking my last name. You become a part of me. Rhonda said on Facebook, I always say drop the middle name and make your maiden name your middle name while taking his last name. That's cool. We could do that. I think that's a good idea. Taylor said, now, Devin. Devin, what? What you want me to say? Take what back? Yeah. Know what you mean. You mine. Y'all see, y'all don't even understand what marriage is. You are what wife? You are my wife. You mine. I'm responsible for you. Your daddy hand you over to me because I now take his job. When you get married, the reason your daddy the reason a father hand the wife over to the man that she married is because it's now his job to do what her daddy was doing. Y'all don't agree? Y'all don't know that? Why y'all think the daddy handed his daughter off to her husband? Rhonda said, I feel like it's a respect thing. Like you can keep your name as far as business, etc., but the legal name you take your husband. It is respect. That's why I say it's a slap in the face. If I'm prepared to do all this and take you as my wife and be responsible for all this, and then you don't want to take my last name, it's a slap in the face. It is a respect thing. They just say, are y'all still asking fathers to marry their daughters? It depends on the type of father you got. If you got a present father, if you got a respectable father, of course we asking the father or letting them know, hey, I want to propose, I want to marry your wife. Of course. They should say, yeah, I believe you should ask the father. If she got a present father in her life that's been taking care of her and doing everything that you are now stepping in to do, it's respect. You taking his daughter and he have to relinquish his daughter to you to do the things that he know how he gonna take care of his daughter, but now he have to trust you to take care of his daughter like he was taking care of his daughter. So you ask him for her hand in marriage. It ain't gotta be on no, crazy formal stuff, but you talk to the man. And everybody who up in arms because I say she mine now, she mine. Just like her daddy was, that's his child. She mine. You my child as a father. That's my child. I'm giving you my child. You are now going to take the place of me. Everything I would have done, I'm going to feed her as her father. I'm going to feed her. I'm going to clothe her. I'm going to take care of her when she's sick. I'm going to keep a roof over her head. I'm going to advise her. I'm going to be here when her feelings hurt. I'm going to be here when she as a father, this is everything I'm going to be. And when she ready to be married, I'm giving you to a man who is now taking on that responsibility of my fatherhood. So when y'all say, like a child, y'all look at it as a disrespect thing. That's exactly what it is. He handed his child over to you. The same responsibilities you have towards a child is the same responsibilities you have towards a wife. And if you don't know that, then you don't need to marry nobody. Or you don't need to look for a man to marry you if you think that ain't his job. Sierra say, I'm with it. I love it when my husband say my wife, my woman. Yeah, you mine. And that ain't just no bragging thing. That ain't just no, that come with good and bad. She might be crazy as hell, but guess what? She mine. You know what I'm saying? She might be emotional as hell, but guess what? She mine. Ain't all, sugar and nice shit. Chanela said, because that's what her father is trusting you to do. Exactly. You are mine now. Your daddy handed you over to me to do what he would have did until the day he died. And now it's my job to do that until the day I die. And that's another reason why you can't put a timetable on telling a man when he got to propose to you. He got to be ready to be responsible and take care of you and his rest of his family, children, until the day he dies. Y'all understand that? A man got to be ready to shoulder the load until the day he died. And you trying to tell him when he's supposed to be ready for that? The responsibility of a lifetime? You telling a man how long he got to prepare himself to be ready for the responsibility of a lifetime. He got to be ready within 2 years to have this major responsibility. That's insane. If you think you're going to tell a man he got a year, 2 years, 3 years, and after that he better know he going to marry me. It ain't about knowing he going to marry you. It's about knowing I have this responsibility now and I got to be prepared for it in every aspect of life. Not just saying I'm your husband. Not just you having a wedding band on. Not just us having a wedding and a honeymoon and us living together. I have to be prepared for everything. Everything. Me and my wife moved to Houston 2 years into being out here. 3 years maybe. The big hurricane came. I forgot the name of the hurricane where half the city was flooded. You know who got to make the decisions and who got to get us out of harm's way and who got to figure this shit out and who got to take care of the family? That's not a woman's job in that type of situation. You know whose job that is? That's a man's job. That's your man's job. That's your husband's job. And if you marry a little boy, you marry somebody who ain't ready to be that, you trusting your life with him? He making life decisions and he ain't ready for it yet because you done made him be in this position? As a man, you the head of the household. When the sky's falling, everybody look to you. Everybody look to the man. So as a woman, I need y'all to understand. Let this man take his time. Let this man figure out when he ready to be a full-blooded man. Taylor said it doesn't take 5 years to figure that out, though. Says who? Says you? You said it don't take 5 years to figure that out? It ain't about figuring it out. It's about being ready. It's about being ready to be that. You might figure it out. You might say, I want to be that. You can't wake up today and say you want to go be a doctor. You want to be a doctor, but are you ready to be a doctor? No, you got to go through 8 years of school, 12 years of schooling before you ready to be a doctor. And then even after them 12 years of schooling, you still learning shit in your field that you didn't learn. Y'all crazy. 5+ years, it take however long it take, ma'am. 5 years, 7 years, 8 years. It take however long it take to study your craft. You can't go be a lawyer in 2 years. You can't go be a lawyer in 2 years. Chanel said you got to be ready mentally, emotionally, and financially. I keep saying that. I've been saying that since the live started. I keep telling them that. It don't have nothing to do with figuring it out. You got to be ready. Jeff says, so what you want to do, Taylor? Taylor said, man, please. It's easy to say that when the burden don't fall on you. That's the whole thing. None of these responsibilities fall on a woman. So it's easy for a woman to dictate when a man is supposed to be ready. How long it take him to be ready. You just sit back and you're a passenger princess. Samantha James said it could be 1 week with a real man who already know who he is. That's true. That's true. He might, but even in that scenario, he might know who he is. Do he know who you are? Does the woman know who she is? He might be ready. But he might be with a woman, he said, she's not ready yet. She might want to be married, but that don't mean she's ready yet. And as the man, I have to know that you're not ready yet. Just like I said, my wife at 20 years old, swear to God, she was supposed to be married at 25. We talk about it all the time now. I say, looking back at it, when you was 25, you think you was ready to be a wife? You think you was ready to be somebody's mom at 26, 26? You wasn't ready yet. Looking back on it now at her elder state, or at her older age, she could look back now and say, yeah, I was tripping at 20 years old thinking I had to be married at 25. I wasn't ready to be nobody's wife. So just because the man ready, women, y'all, what y'all think y'all just show up and become a wife? You think a man just because he get his act together and he just look at you and you just ready to be a wife? Sometimes they ain't proposing to you because you ain't ready to be a wife. This is a two-way street. I got to be ready and you got to be ready. I have to know I'm ready and I have to know you ready. And then both of us might be ready mentally. We might not be ready financially. We might not be ready career-wise. You might be still sorting out your schooling, or you still trying to climb the ladder in your corporate life. And you don't have time to take care of me as a husband. Because as a woman, you got to take care of your man. If you so busy worrying about climbing a corporate ladder and you don't have time to cater to your man, you're not ready to be a wife. But that's all women see, is it don't take that long to figure out. You know on the third date if you want to be with a woman. You know you want to be it ain't about whether you know it. You got to be ready for it. You got to be prepared for it. Mother of all kings said you got to be ready for the good, the bad, and the ugly. Times 10. You got to be ready for that times 10. But see, all y'all thinking about is time. It don't take that long. It don't take 5 years. Get the time out of your mind. If you take the time out of your mind, you can get into the relationship and you could grow into the relationship. And these things won't happen organically without you sitting there checking the time clock. All right, we coming up on 2 years. All right, it's been 3 years. You're not even growing in the relationship because you're too busy to stop watching. I'm trying to tell y'all Snoopy knowing. That's why I'm here. Snoopy knowing. I know y'all be having whatever y'all have in your mind, but y'all be wrong. Most of y'all be wrong. You heard me? Snoopy knowing. Episode 13, Snoopy knowing how long it take to get proposed. How long you gonna wait to get proposed to? This was a good episode. We went well over an hour. We almost at an hour and a half, y'all. Everybody on the Facebook right now, do me a favor, hit the like button. If you're on Facebook right now, hit the like button for me one time. If you're on Facebook and you don't follow the Instagram, make sure you follow the Instagram at SnoopBKnowing. And then the YouTube link is in the bio. Subscribe to the YouTube, y'all, because after a while, I'm getting off of Facebook. I'm getting off of Instagram. I'm going strictly YouTube. So to catch episodes, you're going to have to be on YouTube Live. I upload this live video to YouTube after we do it. So after tonight, after this live over, it'll be uploaded to YouTube either tonight or early tomorrow. I appreciate everybody coming on tonight. We had some technical difficulties. I don't know what went on Instagram. We lost sound and it didn't come back. Came back, then it went out again. Appreciate everybody, man. Snoop be knowing. I be trying to tell y'all, all you gotta do is listen. Till next week, same time, same channel, 8 p.m. Mondays. Snoop be knowing, man. Appreciate y'all. Good night.